The total distance from 1122 King Road to John Jack's parents, 5 hours 43 minutes, 297 miles. But these two locations are in different time zones. Authorities have said that the murders occurred after 3 a.m. but before 4 a.m. So they've been saying 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. is when the murders occurred. Where are they getting this information from? Why do they believe that the murders happened between 3 and 4 a.m.? If they are correct, the killer left at 4 a.m. from 1122 King Road, all bloody. What Truth and Transparency believes is in camo gear to make it seem like animal blood if stopped by authorities while driving. Again, this is part of TNT's investigation as to what they were wearing and how to explain it to others if seen. Again, hunting gear. If the person of interest is John Jack Showalter, and if he fled to his parents, here is the quickest route. "297 miles, 5 hours and 43 minutes. So leaving Moscow, Idaho would mean that you are leaving at 4 a.m. West Coast Pacific time zone. So when you arrive actually in Boise, Idaho, you would actually add an hour because they are in Mountain time zone. So without a stop, John Jack would arrive at 10:43 a.m. But if you stop, which I believe you would have to unless he had a full tank of gas, he would arrive around 11 a.m. Boise, Idaho time. Again, Moscow would have been 10 a.m. Again, because you have to add that extra hour because of the time change, but also I'm adding on 15 minutes because of stopping for gas. Now, let's take a look at the possible stops along the way and what time these gas stations in each of these areas should be checking their cameras and also their credit card receipts. Again, so please share this information and get this out to gas station clerks. Okay, again, attention, all gas stations that would be in the following areas. And this is the quickest path from Moscow to Boise, the outskirts where his parents' residence is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to help out these areas. It was a 25-mile drive to the first stop, and so on and so forth. So all of these listed here cities, based on that path, I gave a time frame of when you should be checking the cameras of a good place to start. And it's based on mile markers and exits off Highway I-95. So I went ahead and I listed every single city and what mile marker it would have been and how many miles he started. He had 297 miles to make it to his destination if your person of interest is John Jack and if he did flee to go to his parents' residence. Now there is rumors that he went to a cabin that his parents had. I can't find that in my investigation, but what I could find is this. And it's at least a starting point. Because he would have had to stop to get gas. I do believe that unless he had a full tank of gas and his vehicle could make it the 297 miles. Believe it or not, Moscow is really close to the Washington border, and here they would have started out at 1122 King Road. You're making it out of the Moscow area. What I did is I took my cursor and I drug it along and was able to get the mile markers like that. Coming across all these cities and towns, they were appropriately marked with the mile marker and how many miles would have been traveled. There's Whitebird. Very interesting though, come across on the way on 95 here. This is New Meadows. But as you're going and traveling, Cascade, bigger area, we get to a point right here, it's Alpha, and I can't help but think about Kaylee. And when I think of signs, so if I was to ever do this, and my first phone call would be to Alpha. But that's just me. Again, that's how the investigation went for last night, and probably what the police would be doing, to be checking camera footage at the gas stations, to be verifying alibis and things like that, credit card receipts. But the next stop we have here is if and in fact John Jack got on a plane to go to Africa. Out of Boise, there is only flights that have 3 connections to get to Kenya, and that's coming up next.